Hey guys. Um, this one's not really about a specific memory. It's about a family member. Um, One of the reasons why I wanted to start this channel is to share my history, the history of family. Um, and the person I wanted to talk about is my grandma Gross. Um, she was a very strong-willed, kind person. Um, she she left behind some big shoes. So I guess where do we start? A few things. One of the I guess kind of a joke thing. When Dad would take us to Grandma Gross's house, since he grew up on these back roads, he kind of drove like a wild man, and one of our little things was to take some of the hills a little bit too fast and flip your have your stomach go up a little bit. Uh, I don't know how it started, but he kind of kept doing it as just an inside joke, just as a having fun. And heck, I even tried to do it a couple times. One of my memories about Grandma Gross, she lived on a farm, and with farm stuff. She had a chicken coop, and I don't recall her ever having chickens in my lifetime. I know that she had a chicken coop, but the majority of the time of my memories, that coop was just empty, filled with machinery and stuff and whatnot. Uh, she had a natural spring, which, and for a farmer, a natural spring is gold. And she had that feeding a pond that they built. Of course, they had the barn, big old barn. It was up a little bit on the hill. There was two of them, if I remember correctly, the big barn and the little one. That's where they kept some of the machinery and whatnot. I don't recall. I know she had a tractor that she would use to bush hog, cut the grass. But the majority of the farm equipment, I believe, were gone by the time we grew up. She had leased out the farmland. I can't recall who he was. Kind of a friend of the family that was working the fields. But one year, I think it was the blizzard of '78, if I remember correctly. Big huge blizzard came in, and we had to have red bags on our feet to protect from the snow. If I remember correctly, it was like just you could barely see over the snow type of blizzard. But me and the cousins, me, my brother, my sister, and cousins, we would often swim, play in the pond. We would fish from time to time in the pond. We would, even though she didn't like it, both her grandma and grandpa didn't like it. We would play in the barns. Add a little bit for Grandpa Gross. What I remember of him, he was proud, but distant. I remember he would sit on in his recliner and watch TV. He didn't really interact much with us, just to talk to us a little bit and give us some money for like gum or whatever. But Grandma, she was always there. She had this thing, breakfast. Biggest meal possible. She would cook like a demon, and have this enormous breakfast. But after breakfast, there would be cleanup. She would have the food that was either on the stove or in the fridge, and if you got hungry, on your own. But you really wasn't in the mood for lunch, to be honest. After a huge breakfast, I remember one time we had shot or caught a turtle some way got a turtle out of the pond, and I was taken back. Grandma had no problems cutting the turtle up to cook or kill. At the time I was a kid, it was almost horrifying. Just they had built like this breezeway that was between the house and the garage, and a wood burning stove was in the breezeway, and as kids we was either in the breezeway or down in the basement playing pool. She had a pool table down there, and that's where we was at, like, all the time. We had to be careful not to. Grandma would can, or why do they call it canning? If they put it in they put it in jars. Anyways, she would always have just stuff, roots, vegetables, cans, just down there for storage. And we wanted to make sure we didn't knock them over. She had the the washer and dryer was downstairs. But as kids, and with her cousins, we was always in and out of that house. She had this porch swing. It was kind of mounted under a tree. When we'd spent the night there, you go in the breezeway and you turn right and go into what would have been the front door, and way back it leads straight into the kitchen. Then you go through the kitchen, you see the living room, and as you turn left, there's the hallway that goes. If you turn left again, you go to the bathroom and the master bedroom. Or right in front of you would be the middle bedroom, and if you turn right down the hallway, leads into the back bedroom. And that's where that's where the kids, that's where we all slept back there, with me and my brother and the cousins. She would have this big bed, and then a rollaway bed, and me and my youngest cousin was forced to sleep on the rollaway bed because it was smaller. One memory of kids and cousins just messing around, we tried this fainting trick thing that we heard of, where you breathe real fast for like 10-15 seconds, and then they hold your chest to make you pass out. I was the proverbial voluntold. When I came to, they was so glad I woke up, because they didn't want the beating that would have come to them if they had to tell Grandma. Another memory of Grandma was the bush hog was just mainly for the big weeds and what in the fields and stuff, but we had this riding lawnmower, and one season the tire went flat, and so Grandma wanted to take the tire in to get it replaced, but we really didn't have the means to hook up a trailer to the car anymore. So the task was to remove the riding lawnmower's wheel, and my brother and cousins tried to do that, tried to take it off. They couldn't figure out how to do it. And so I was given the option to try. After all of their failed attempts, they couldn't get it off. I ended up getting it off in like 10-15 minutes. Grandma was impressed. She took me with she took me with her to go get the tire repaired, And when she brought the tire in, the technician would be like, how do you get this off of there? You're supposed to have a special tool to remove the tire. Oh, my grandson's smart. He was able to figure it out real easily. And which just swelled head. I mean, grandma. And then after we got the tire replaced and fixed, she took me over to IGA or something, one of the gas stations, and so I was able to get myself get an ice cream sandwich just for me to eat on the way back home. She was a great woman. Miss her dearly. I know a lot of good memories of that of the farm. I hope that helps at least it shed a little bit of light on who she was. If I didn't mention you, I love you guys. And thank you.